Most of these people walked dozens of kilometres through the night to escape from Burundi's fighting militia. Then a bus brought them from the border to this remote refugee camp inside Tanzania. Some refugees say Burundian government militia still track people in the camps, so Tanzanian police search all the new arrivals for weapons. Then they're allowed to enter to be briefed on how they'll live here. Baswila Nyakwizera and her husband Abu Bakr told us whatever they find here will be better than what they left behind. They fled when her grandmother was killed.
There were gunfights all around the province at night. Then often in the mornings we saw dead bodies all around, and some people disappeared.
The humanitarian assistance begins with a bar of soap. Basilwa, Abu Bakr and their baby son are among 500,000 Burundians who are displaced. The UN says more than 100 are arriving in Tanzania every day.
It is still in the emergency phase because we are still getting an influx. This is not a stable situation at all, and we don't know if at some point there could be a surge in numbers.
There are already more than 130,000 Burundian refugees in Tanzania. The violence in Burundi began when President Pierre Nkurunziza announced his bid for a third term in power a year ago. What started as protests has escalated to armed conflict across the country, and so many are fleeing to the camps in neighbouring countries. People stay in this reception centre for 3 or 4 days. They're given meals here, and after some time they'll be allocated plots of land nearby where they can grow their own food. But all of the people that we've spoken to say they don't expect to be able to go home for a long time. So they plant the first crops. But Tanzania's government says it's struggling to provide what they need to survive. It says the refugee crises in Europe and the Middle East are taking the world's attention and money.
It is critically underfunded. And with the surging numbers of refugees, I think it is important and imperative that the international community spotlight focuses in Tanzania.
The shortage of resources in the camp is clear. But Basilwa and Abu Bakr say they'll take whatever they can get. Their bed for the night is made of dry grass. It's not comfortable, but it's safer than home. Malcolm Webb, Al Jazeera, Nduta refugee camp, Tanzania.